Hi guys, so welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today I'm gonna be watching Spencer, the movie Spencer. Well, I was supposed to watch the Spencer last week, but Eternals came out, so I guess I had to postpone Spencer and watch Eternals. And then I've been busy for the past few days, so okay, I'm gonna watch Spencer today. And as you can see, well, it's getting chilly in New York City now, so I'll try my best to stay warm. Hopefully you guys enjoy this video. Don't forget to give it a like, share, and subscribe. And please be kind in the comment section. And like usual, we're gonna give you guys a spoiler review later in the video, and we're gonna go to Jollibee. So come with me. Pineapple juice. Here's your large mashed potato, gravy, adobo rice, peach mango pie, chicken sandwich, our usual spaghetti, usual spicy fried chicken. Hi guys, so now we are back in our apartment to give you guys a spoiler review for Spencer. And here's the thing, the only reason why I want to watch this movie is because the guy who directed Jackie directed this movie, and that movie is Jackie. And I really like Jackie a lot, like the acting and all of that. So I assume this movie is also gonna be good, which is good acting wise, it's really good. And I enjoy it. Hopefully one of these days I can be a star in one of his movies, should I say, and be directed by him, because he's really good director. Hopefully he can direct one of my YouTube videos as well in the future, because I really enjoy the acting in his movies. That's why. What do you think?
So, I'm really not sure what to think about this movie, to be honest.
I get it.
So, just to go over what Spencer is. So, Spencer is about Princess Diana.
Mm-hmm.
And going into the movie, I did not know even what the name referred to.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not up on my history.
We're not British to begin with.
Well, we're not British, but
mm-hmm.
I think she passed away in 1997, so I would have been 10 years old. I have a very vague memory of it being on the news.
Mm-hmm.
But and of course hearing about it afterwards, growing up. But I don't have a lot of familiarity with, especially her history before that.
Mm-hmm.
And so I feel like this movie is asking a lot of you to understand just going in.
Mm-hmm.
And this movie takes place over a couple days. After seeing the movie, it takes place over a couple days before she announced that she was leaving.
She was leaving.
What's his name? Prince Charles.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know anything about that really, and so this movie can be a little confusing going in. I feel like if you don't know any of that, it focuses a lot on Diana, not so much the royal family. Like the royal family's there, but they're kind of like this backdrop to everything going on with just Diana.
Yeah.
And it seems like the director was so focused on making it about Diana that like half the movie is just lasered on her face.
Yeah.
But then the other half is on these sort of secondary characters that are never really fleshed out, but they interact with Diana a couple times. But at the same time, I don't know if they really needed to be there or really what kind of purpose they serve. The opening is interesting because you see all these, like, I guess they're not armored trucks, but these trucks coming in, and it almost makes it seem like a military operation, and they bring in these big crates of things, and then
I thought it's a weapon at first.
and then it's revealed that it's all food, because it's all food for like the Christmas. It's the Christmas
food for a royal family.
Yeah, it's the Christmas holiday for the royal family, and that's what this movie takes place over. Is the day before Christmas, Christmas Eve, Christmas, and then Boxing Day. Because they in Great Britain they do Boxing Day, which we don't really do less.
Well, what is Boxing Day?
I don't even really know. I just know it's something they do in Great Britain. They have Christmas Eve, Christmas, and Boxing Day.
But yeah, I really enjoy like the character's acting. This one, like, she really portrayed the character really well, and like, well, you are more familiar with the story of Jackie because you live in the US, so you're more familiar with US history and all of that. But like for me, I'm focused on it because of the acting, especially when I saw the movie Jackie, and like the way Natalie Portman is crying, and like you felt it, like even though she's portraying a character, like she did it really well. So when I saw this movie, like I was expecting the same level of acting, but yeah, she's able to do it as well. Kristen Stewart is her name, right?
Yeah. So I have to say, like, at no point in this movie was I really thinking that's Kristen Stewart, because I think definitely in terms of how well this movie's received, I think it's all about her portrayal as Princess Diana, which is basically the selling point, and whether you're in or out on this movie to begin with. Personally, I felt like, yes, the acting portrayal was really good, and it was definitely worth watching for that, but the story is kind of very loose. It's a very, at times it almost feels plotless. Like, you're just following Princess Diana around on her emotional journey, you could say, but her emotional journey is like all over the place. You don't really know where it's going or where it came from. You're just kind of there watching her, and there's just so many close-ups just following Princess Diana. Like, the camera's like this, and a lot of, like, what would you call it, soft jazz music playing, I guess, to show her like instability. It felt a little too much at points, especially near the end. It's like, okay,
it looks like a music video in the end.
Well, yeah, there's a sequence at the end where it just shows her, and it's like a montage of her in various dresses and
doing things, dancing and all that, like a music video.
It just seemed like it was missing the like the pop music. It looked like it, shot like a Taylor Swift music video. And
well, they did that on Jackie as well, remember?
Yeah, I guess I don't really remember a big sequence like that.
Which is, well, I don't mind it though. It's the acting that I go for.
I think there was a period where, like, in the movie Jackie, where she decided to just try on these different dresses or whatever. Like, it was like part of the story. Whereas this, she's not actually doing those things. It's all in her head. Or Maybe, I don't know. It isn't really clear if those are flashbacks or if
Yeah.
she's imagining it or
Yeah,
what's going on.
like it can get a little confusing as well, but you're able to like understand Joker though. Like it's the same scenario, should I say? Like some things are happening on Joker's head. So I'm guessing it's the same thing. Cause I remember I was watching this movie and like she break her pearl necklace, should I say? And then it fell into like her soup, and then she ate the pearls. And then like on another scene, the pearls are still there, intact, or something. There's also like a scene like where she pinched herself and like it was bleeding. And then on another scene, like she's not bleeding anymore. Like what's going on? That's why like it may get a little confusing for some of you guys because it's only happening in her head. And like in Joker, like she's dating this girl, making out, and it turns out it's all in his head. That's why. But I don't know if she didn't end up like, you know, in madness in this thing like Cruella or something like that. Like she didn't do that. Like it's just her struggle, should I say, living as a royal member, say, or family or something like that. It's based on the story. Like I can understand her at some point. Like I feel like she's not allowed to do things the way she wanted it to be. Like everything is like meticulously, how can I say, scrutinized something. I feel like everything is breathing on her neck. Like she's not supposed to do this. She only was supposed to wear this and that. She's not supposed to do that. Like everything is like meticulously, should I say, being analyzed.
Yeah, like I get that was like part of the film. It just, for me, it felt like it wasn't. Those elements were never clearly established at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're just kind of following Diana as she. I don't know what the place is. They're I don't know, a state in Scotland or wherever. I'm not that familiar with the royal family, but you know they have a place where they go for Christmas, and you know, it's like following Diana around, and then you get small glimpses of like different servants and like the very beginning is like we mentioned with the food, and then you kind of go to Diana, and then you see some of the things going on with like the cooking. And there's this whole weighing thing.
Yeah, that's the thing. It kind of like at first I was asking him like it's probably kind of like the same with like K-pop idols. Like they weigh them because you're not supposed to like reach like a certain level of weight or something like that. Because like for K-pop, like K-pop idols, they weigh them in. And if they if they don't pass the weigh in, like they are really gonna get in trouble for that. I guess it's the same thing for here. I was asking him, it's probably like a tradition for here, like you're not supposed to gain weight because you're a royal family or something, like, you know, like small things like that. Like everything is meticulously observed and it's tradition.
Yeah, but the way it's portrayed is it's not about Diana's struggle with the royal family, because like the royal family is barely even a character in this. Like their presence is felt, but they're not really there half the time until like really like the last third of the film. Prince Charles does somewhat become a character, but only then, which is kind of weird that not in the first 2/3 is he really there. And then like the Queen is there also, but more as a presence. It's just like it's like seeing a normal film, but it's so laser focused on one character and one character's emotional experience that they're going through that you kind of miss half the plot. But then you still get certain things that are just thrown there, just like, oh, just so it has to make sense. Like the first scene with the scales, you have to put that in there so we understand why she's experienced what she's experienced later on, but it has no other value than that. And then you have other characters that just feel thrown in just so she has someone to talk to.
Yeah,
like the guy, I don't even know what his position is, but he was like the head chef or something like that. He felt just thrown in there because he has to go talk to her at the beginning when she's lost.
Then she's had
so
really emotional.
so he can have
journey.
a conversation with her, and then there later in the film, so he can have a conversation with her. He doesn't feel like a real character with real motives, other than just you have to have someone for Diana to talk to, and since she's not talking to the other members of the royal family, I think she has one conversation with Prince Charles, and
Yeah.
then you have to have all these other characters. Like there's a whole thing with the dresser because, like it's like those elements I think work, or like her struggle against that system, but at the same time they involve characters that don't work because they are so hollow that they don't have any. Like the character of the dresser, especially, seems to be important later on. Like it seems like she has a character, but like none of that is established. She just kind of shows up.
Yeah, and just to be clear, like I think they put it in the beginning of the movie as well. This is a fable to the true story.
Yeah, well, so like we were watching some YouTube videos about it later, and yeah, it's like we know the events of that eventually did happen. You know that she went to this like Christmas holiday, and then later she announced that she was leaving Prince Charles. So obviously we don't know all the intimate details of what exactly happened, but that's what this movie is. It's conjecturing and making things up.
And that's the reason why
I mean, most biopics make things up, you know, because you don't know all the details of how a thing occurred or what might have led up to that thing occurring. So a lot of biopics is made up.
Yeah, that's the reason why I make it very clear that this is a fable to the true story. Because there's a scene in here, like, I was shocked. Like, there's a scene here, like, where one of her servant professes that she's in love with her. So basically, she had a lesbian moment. A lesbian moment. But I don't know if the princess is really lesbian, but I don't. Like, he was shocked, like, for me, like, oh wow, like, really? For real? But yeah, and like she was happy or something. I don't know. Like you need to watch it so you can see it. But I don't know if like it's really true, like it happened that way. But
I'm guessing that's just a made-up character.
A made-up character. Okay.
Well, I think the movie just wanted to get a point. Specifically, like things like that feel like they're really just drawn out to get to one specific point, which is the point where she sees the note that says you are loved, right? That's the entire point of that character, really. I mean, you do have the sort of struggle where she's like having to deal with this other dresser, and she wants to know where I don't even remember what her name is, Maggie or something like that, where she is. But really, I feel like there's just so much of this movie that's really just about these small emotional points, and then everything else just like, oh, I guess we have to have something for it to get to that point. But then, like, even where this movie begins, it just feels so late in the action without any establishing things. Like we don't even establish who Diana is before we get to her emotional turmoil or where we are in the story. Now, if you're British or more familiar with this history, it's easier for you to pick up on where and what is going on. But I feel like, for me at least, it was a little bit more confusing. And then the other thing I want to mention is the ending, which I know it's not actually... Well, so in the end, you know, she leaves with her kids, and she's sort of breaking free of the royal family, and they go and eat KFC, which to me, I almost felt like it was like the joke of like, oh, so this was just a very long commercial for KFC.
For KFC. Well, basically the message of that scene is like she's able to eat whatever she wants. Like nobody's dictating her what to do or something.
Well,
nobody's
and she
breathing
did
on her
say that, like, earlier in the point of the film, that she's more middle class because she didn't come from aristocracy.
Well, what do you guys think? Like, comment down below. I definitely, should I say, recommend this movie if you're looking for like good acting and all of that. Because yeah, I watched Jackie and I really like Jackie. The way Natalie Portman cried, something like that, like it gets me. And like this one, like she nailed the character. And like I said earlier, like hopefully I'm talking to you, Pablo Larraín. I wanted to star in one of your movies, and like I wanted to like act like, you know, like this actress is like really good, like the way they cry is like amazing. Like I wanted to get to that level as well. So I definitely recommend this movie to each and every one of you guys. Do you consider this a popcorn flick?
No, no, this is definitely this is Oscar bait, a popcorn flick.
Oh, Oscar bait. Okay. Mm-hmm.
I outside of the acting of Kristen Stewart as Diana, I don't. I mean, maybe people are loving this film and critics are loving. I felt like outside the acting, the main role, this movie doesn't really have much to offer. Like if you took her out of the movie, there's no movie. It's just blank, and I don't know if that's intentional of the director's part, of just having a movie that's become so focused on one character. But if you had like well, obviously you can't take the character of Diana out of the movie, but if you had a portrayal from a different actress that wasn't very good, this movie falls apart. Like there's nothing else to hold it up.
I say it's a good movie. Like it's a good director. He's a good director. Like he's awesome. Well, anyway, hopefully you guys enjoy this spoiler review for Spencer. Don't forget to give it a like, a share, and subscribe. And please be kind in the comment section. And I'll see you guys in my future video.